Bryson Moorman, glad to have you on the show.
Pleasure to be here.
Heck yeah, man. I really appreciate you for taking the time. I know that you're pretty busy these days.
Try to be anyway.
Yeah,
Try to be
heck
anyway.
yeah. Well, every episode starts with a gift. It comes from OC Leatherworks. I'm sure you already know Olin Clark.
Yes, sir. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
we
I
talked
do.
about that earlier.
Do.
Yeah, how'd you run into Olin?
He's just been a family friend for a long time.
Okay.
He works on all of our saddles.
Yeah.
My dad known him, and I grew up around him. So he's a great guy. I like
yeah.
Mr. Owen a lot.
Awesome. Well, before we get into it, I'll ask, do you think this lifestyle is, something anyone can do, or do you have to be built
No,
for
you
it?
got to be built for it.
Yeah. What makes you say that?
Well, a lot of guys think that the key to it is school. Mm-hmm. They think you got to go be certified, and that's just not true. If you start off with a mindset of honest work, integrity, and fair business, that's what got me. That's what really got me going. Because I'll be honest with you, when I first started out, I wasn't no good at all.
Yeah.
I was terrible. I look at my work now compared to then. Like, folks paid for this. What the crap?
Yeah.
But it was because I was honest. I was punctual. I had integrity about myself, and I tried. I genuinely tried. I was never in it for a straight dollar. I was in it for the horses. So no, I think if if you're in it for just a money aspect,
Yeah. Wrong place to be.
Stay at home.
Heck yeah.
Stay at home.
Well, take me back to trimming at 12. What did that look like for you?
It was mainly my horses here that whenever I was, I ran barrels a lot, and I genuinely enjoyed trimming horses. Like, it was fun to me. I love the aspect of just trimming. It was something that my dad taught me how to do, and he would teach me how to do it, whenever I was younger. And it was kind of a father-son type thing. You want to trim a horse? Yeah, I want to trim a horse. And I'd see him doing it, and I'd be like, I want to try it now. I want to try it. And over the years, it became. Remember, at 15, I was 15 years old, and I got my first ever client to trim in Bruce.
Nice.
Actually, a lady that I still work for to this day. I still work for her.
Yeah.
And I had to have my dad drive me up to her house to trim horses for her because I couldn't drive yet.
Oh God.
And I mean, that's kind of where it originated from. Was just being 12 and just wanting to get into it. At that point in time, it was because it was fun. I loved it. There wasn't no money in it. I mean, heck, I remember I did her horses for the first time ever for $20 a horse.
Yeah.
It cost me $20. Like, it was $20 per horse, and it cost me money to go out there.
Yeah.
So it was one of them things. It's just a love for it, a passion for it, genuine passion for it.
Yeah. So it really started around your dad.
Yes, sir. Really,
Okay.
It
So
really did.
was he in it full time, or was he doing
No,
something
sir. He
else?
just did his own. He's always been in the factory his whole life, but
Okay.
He trained horses for a good amount of years just on the side, and he would shoe his own, but he would never do anything for anybody else.
Well, you mentioned to me before we met today that you grew up in a rodeo family.
Yes,
what
sir.
was that like?
Growing up, I mean, I remember being 6 years old, coming home from school. I want to go ride horses. It was just every day was a routine of get home from school and go ride. That was just kind of what I grew up around. And Dad told me, or from a young age, even if you don't want to ride, go out there and ride, because one day, that's work ethic. So just growing up, it was just, everything revolved around a horse. We travel around with it and run horses, and it was generally just a me and my dad thing, truthfully.
Okay.
And I
was your
loved
mom
it.
involved?
She was. She was very supportive. She just didn't really ever come to them. But I mean, she was still supported from the house.
Yeah.
She was always like that. And
Heck yeah.
She supports us some too.
So you started shoeing at 18. Was there anything hard about that?
Yes. I worked for a guy in Louisiana named Lane Coleman. He's a great farrier. I think a whole lot of Mr. Lane.
Yeah.
I owe him a lot. But I went out there and I worked under him for actually not long, because I was still training here full time. I was training horses all the time, so I could be out there for long at a time. But 2 or 3 weeks here and there, and I just learned the basics of tacking a shoe on. Was where I started. But it was definitely hard, because starting out, people are gonna critique your work. I promise you, the farrier out there that's got certifications out the wazoo, that does good work, he don't care if you're just starting out. He sees that you're over here doing crap work, and he thinks that that's unfair to him.
Yeah.
Because that's just a disgrace to the industry.
Yeah.
And in a way, it is. In a way, learning is good, but there is a way to learn. So it was definitely hard, because what I thought was a major stepping stone for my art and my craft, people would look at me like, that's still garbage, and then they'd run into your nails are not straight, your shoes too big, your fit's crap. Like, and just this whole thing. And I'm like, man, like, what's it gonna take to really get good?
Yeah.
And someone told me just keep showing up.
Okay.
But yeah, it was definitely hard.
Yeah.
I would say it. My biggest accomplishment to me is persevering through that.
Yeah.
Staying true to myself, wanting to be good. Just really craving success at it. Not more for me, but more for the horse.
Yeah.
Realizing what goes into it and what to do with certain situations. Knowing how to read a horse and reading a foot and reading X-rays. Just really, really striving to be a farrier, not just a horseshoer, so to speak.
Awesome. What's something that you struggled with early on that people wouldn't expect?
That's a hard question. I'm gonna lie with you. People wouldn't expect early on.
Just something that you struggled with personally when you first really got into it around that young age at 18.
Really, I will say this. I had it pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yes, it was hard parts of it, but I had it pretty good. I didn't run into a whole lot just starting out of people that really pile driven, so to speak. I wasn't left and right getting hit with negative things. Here and there it was, but I wouldn't say it was. I would say more my self-critic than anything.
Okay.
I had to really learn to set a goal for myself at each horse and try to get better in certain parts.
Yeah.
So I guess my biggest hold up was it didn't happen overnight.
Yeah. What are some of those certain parts that you really critique yourself on?
So I'm big about shoe fitment. A lot of the times I would set the shoe too far back on the foot, and I didn't understand how to get my toe crisp. So it would look like crap on the finish. I would pull back too much toe with my rasp.
Yeah.
It just didn't look good,
Yeah.
and I didn't understand for the longest. That was my biggest holdup, was that, like, why is my shoe fitment just not there? Mm-hmm. It probably took me a year to get where I could really make a foot look good on the outside.
Yeah.
I wanted it all to happen so fast overnight. I wanted to be good. I was hungry for it.
Yeah.
And I really had to slow down and just remind myself, you're only 18, 19, dude. Like, you got a lifetime, man. You got it. As long as they're not, at the end of the day, just don't cripple one.
Yeah.
I would rather see a crappy looking job than a crap job that hurts a horse.
Yeah. Would you say that consistency is what helped you overcome those struggles?
Yes, consistency. You can never hurt from doing.
Yeah.
And just starting out, the horses that you get whatever you can get. And that horse, it ain't gonna stand.
Yeah.
Most horses back then, they didn't stand. So I was fighting a horse that was moving on me over time, and I was having to fit this shoe to a horse that I only had a time frame with. I only had maybe 30 minutes to get this horse standing still before he was gonna start moving and finicking around on me. So, starting out, it's hard, but keep showing up. You can only get better.
Heck yeah.
Every day is a new chance and a new possibility for you.
Awesome. Well, I don't know too much about farrier work. Could you also for the viewers, if anybody out there doesn't know, could you walk me through, what your week is like, and not like the highlighted version, the true version of, your week? So
usually on Sundays is when I sit down and schedule people. Sundays is usually when I try to get everybody on my days. Like if I'm going to a certain place on Monday, everybody needs to be on the same schedule as everybody else. But truthfully, yes, it's scheduling, but truthfully what it looks like is, hey, I called in to work. I can't be there for you. When are you gonna be back? Well, now I'm in a hole of, well, crap. Well, it's Sunday night. I'm supposed to be there Monday morning. Now I lost 2 horses to work on. Or, you're going through the week and someone calls you and, hey, I don't have the money for it this time. Man, text me on Monday, not on the day of, So I'm not gonna lie. Truthfully, it's a lot. Your tolerance of people.
Yeah.
It's a lot of scheduling, a lot of planning, a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
Waking up early in the morning to get the jobs on time and hoping that the horse will stand. I went to a place in Louisville, Mississippi. It's about 2 hours for me. I get down there and I unload my stuff, and the barn's top of the hill. I'm looking over and I'm kind of looking around like, this is a little rough looking place. But they pull the horses down the hill and this sucker's buddy sour. Like wanting to be still, walking over the owner. And my first thing to this lady was, just so you know, if this horse don't stand, you're still paying full price for what I'm here to do. And she gave me that look of, And then my first thought was, it don't stand, does it? Thankfully, they stood, but it really, it crossed my mind. I just drove 2 hours for horses that don't stand.
Yeah.
Now I'm out my travel and my time.
Yeah.
You know, so I will say a lot of it, if you don't know what you're walking into, it's a lot of those questions of, what is this going to consist, like, what's this going to hold for me?
Yeah.
Is this horse going to stand? Is it going to kick me? Is it going to hurt me? Is it going, what's it going to do?
Yeah.
You know, and truthfully, that's where you just trust your instincts and trust what you know.
Yeah.
You just go out there and, I mean, you're not going to make any money if you don't go out there and try.
Yeah.
You know, so, but yeah, I would say a week for me is a lot of scheduling, planning, communication, just developing a patience for people, because people they don't care about you. They don't. I mean, truthfully, they don't care about you at all. I asked somebody one time. I said, you know, if you know that your horse doesn't stand, then why call a farrier?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what I'm doing. Or I always hear, well, I don't want to get kicked.
Yeah.
Well, do you think I do?
Yeah.
Well, you get paid. I don't get paid to get kicked. I get paid to put a shoe on a horse.
Yeah, for sure.
And do it right.
For sure.
And then I asked somebody. That's the person I said. So what's it mean for me if I get there and I can't shoe your horse, and then your horse won't be still, and then I drive I drive a hot nail in it? Whose fault is that?
Yeah.
Well, that's your fault. I said, no, it's not. It can be my fault. Your horse don't stand still. That's why I'm not going to do it, because if I do it and it hurts your horse, it falls back on me.
Yeah.
When the playing field wasn't fair.
Yeah.
And I think people really don't understand that aspect of it a lot of the times. You know, if you call me out there to a situation that I can't control, I'm not obligated to do it for you. You know, and I think people really don't understand as farriers. Yeah, your farrier may show up to your house, but you don't understand what he's been through previously in the day. Like, I just got done doing 2 horses that try to kick my head off, and now I'm over here, and now I'm tired, trying to do this horse, and I'm weak.
Yeah.
And you know, this horse gets impatient with me. Now is my day's run, because now I'm tired, I'm weak. At this point, I'm slow. It's hot. You know.
How do you mentally overcome that?
Just a lot of times, I like to break up my work 2 feet at a time. I'll do the 2 fronts. No, usually I do the 2 backs first and the 2 fronts. If I can get the 2 backs done, that's gonna be my hardest feat. That's where they can kick me, pull on me, like so. Get the 2 backs done. That's worse. That's the worst on me. The hard part's over with. Now the 2 fronts take me 10 minutes and I can be done.
Yeah.
So usually I break down my work and just think, okay, if I can get the 2 back feet done, the rest of it's smooth sailing. So that's why I break up my work in sections.
Yeah.
That way I'm not looking at the whole picture. I'm looking at 2 feet at a time. Just 2 things at a time. Take you a break, get you some water, answer your cell phone, walk around, get your feet back underneath you, and then go to the front.
So what's going through your mind when you're working on a horse's feet?
Honestly, Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift? What song?
Not part of you say 22.
22? Heck
If you know my clients, they hear me singing all the time white girl music. That's what they
I'm
love
more
about
of
me.
a Ella fella.
A who?
Ella fella.
Ella Langley?
Absolutely.
All right, white girl. I can pass Ella Langley.
I do like listening to Ella Langley.
That or Jesse Murph.
Yeah.
Because Upgrade, you can't go wrong with Upgrade.
I think my wife gets tired of me listening to Ella.
I'm sure she probably does too, honestly. Honestly.
So, what happens? Now you kind of talked about what happens, like if you don't really set those boundaries with clients.
You get walked over.
Yeah.
You get disrespected.
Yeah.
They feel obligated to your time and your work. For example, I had a lady text me the other night. It's 12 a.m.
Yeah.
At 12 a.m., just for all y'all out there watching, do not text your
I hope I didn't
farrier.
break the chair.
Don't text your farrier at 12 a.m.
Yeah.
If you want to really piss us off, do that. Anyways, this girl texted me at 12 a.m. and her first words to me were, "What is your price for terming?" And I said, "Trimming or training?" Because it was a typo. She goes, "Sorry, trimming." And I said, "Well, first of all, if you're going to text me wanting something done, text me your name, where you're from, what you had to work on, how many horses you got, etc." But she texted me no name, nothing. "What's your price for trimming?" At this point, I'm already thinking, okay, this woman obviously doesn't really is not gonna care. I'm gonna be too high for her because of how you come at me. So I asked her name and where she's from. I figured it out. She was 113 miles from my house. She had 10 horses to work on. And granted, you know, the way you come at me, approach the situation, I'm already thinking to myself, what is this fixing to consist of? And I told her my price per trimming, and you know, I told her it was 100, it's 100 miles from my house to you. It's going to cost you this much money to travel. Well, she said, do you offer multiple horse discounts? So at this point, all I've known is your name, where you're from. You have 10 horses, and you asked me for a discount. So I told her, no, ma'am, I don't, because more work is more pay.
Yeah.
Don't do that to us.
Yeah.
You know, now if you've been on my schedule for, say, 6 months, and you have a pony over there that's for your granddaughter, I'm liable to, oops, sorry, I forgot to get sprinkles last time on the bill. Just don't worry about it. I'll get you next time.
Yeah.
You know, or if you got a mini donkey over there that just needs a little, you know, rasp off,
Yeah.
I'm liable to tell you, don't worry about it. Or pay me $20 for that for travel and be done with it, you know.
So what makes a good client?
I'm sorry.
What makes a good client?
Clients that they care about your well-being.
Yeah.
I've got one, Miss Callie Eubanks. I'm sure she's gonna watch this. So Miss Callie watching this, what's up? She's great to me. When I get there, I got a place to work on that's flat.
Yeah.
Her horses stand. If they don't stand, she makes them stand for me. I got a fan on me. Which
Nice.
no, don't get me wrong. Some clients physically can't do, like, they don't have a place for that.
Yeah.
But if what you can do is, if it's hot, if it's summertime outside, offer some water.
Yeah.
Chances are we have water with us, but a lot of times we don't because we just run out.
Yeah.
If it's hot outside and you see us sweating, offer us water.
Yeah.
Ask us questions. You know, we want to know that you care about your horse.
Yeah.
Ask us questions.
Do you run into a lot of people that don't care about their horses?
Yeah. A lot of the times I do. If I hear the line all the time, because I went to a job one time. It was for a lady, and her horse was wearing wedges. And if you know what wedges are, the wedges change the angle of a horse to add more heel. And a lot of times they're for horses with navicular, all kinds of different problems. So I asked her, I said, what's the wedges for? Oh, I ain't got no idea. Well, now, and I said, well, what about your last farrier? What did he tell you it was for? He didn't say, he just put them on there. So now this farrier that you hired has put something on your horse. You know, you don't even know what it's for. It could be for navicular, for all I know. Navicular causes it's lameness. So now I have to really guess myself why are they on there? And all I can think about now is, do you just not care enough to ask, or did he just not tell you? I was actually doing a job for a lady last night in Tennessee. I got up there, and you know, she knew what was going on. She knew why they were wearing wedges, but the farrier just didn't care. Like he really just didn't care at all. And I look at this foot, and I can't help but just gasp, because now I'm looking at a wedge shoe that's been beat to crap back with a hammer. The heel was over the top of the frog. The toe was wore out where it was just at a bad angle. And at that point in time, at what point are farriers not caring?
Yeah.
Like I said, school can't teach you honesty and integrity. School can't teach you to be a decent person. As a professional, at what point are we getting away from, if we don't care, who else will?
Yeah.
You know, if your client feels like you don't care, then what makes you believe that you're entitled to be there?
Yeah.
You know, and I get just starting out being young, but never you may not be the best,
Yeah.
but never lose sight of, if you don't care, who else will?
Yeah.
You know, you're getting paid to do a job, and if you don't care about getting paid to do that job, you don't need to be there at all. You know.
Yeah.
That's just what the way I look at that. Honestly,
Heck yeah.
it just boils down to, be a good horseman.
Yeah.
Do it for the horse. I told a guy one time, I said, no one benefits or hurts from what we do besides the horse.
Yeah.
That client ain't got to wear a hot nail for 2 weeks after he's been done. That client don't have to worry about pulling a shoe off, but that horse does.
Yeah.
You know, if that horse is uncomfortable, they look for us to fix them. And if you're out here, you're just whatever, it's for $4, at what point are you making the situation worse?
Yeah.
You know, just because the last guy did it don't mean you should. I hear that all the time. Well, the last farrier did it. Well, so are you the last farrier? You know.
Yeah. Where's your stewardship?
At what point do you set yourself apart and be a better farrier for the horse and the client?
For sure.
You know.
For sure.
And as clients, you get what you pay for. I'm sure Bob over here can do it for $30 for a full. I'm sure he probably can do it for that. But if I'm charging you $110 for a full set, you can only assume that I'm charging that $110 because I have experience.
Yeah.
I know what I'm looking at. I know what to do, when to do it.
Yeah.
Like this certain person was paying $80 for a full set. Well, this farrier went and bought wedges out of his own pocket that cost him $40. He only made $40 off this full set of shoes. At that point, he's kind of on the lines of, well, I ain't making no money anyway, so just get in and get out.
Yeah.
And this horse had got a history of bad farriers anyways. So it was, I don't know, that job was hard. I'm gonna lie. It was a really hard job. But
Heck yeah.
it got done.
Yeah. So with you being in, you're in rodeo as well, right?
Yes, sir.
So with you being in rodeo and being a farrier, how do you balance the two?
Usually, I don't do a lot of rodeo. I do a lot more of training out of rodeo. And then I get answer the question, how do you train? Because I got 11 here right now. Usually I'll ride in the morning or at night and shoot during the day. If it's hot outside, it works out because I can shoot horses while it's 100 degrees outside and then ride at nighttime whenever it's cooled off. A lot of the times I will set my horses that are here in their training, I will set them to different days. So like I may ride one horse that's far along in my program that I just have to ride around to make sure it behaves three days a week in the round pen and 2 days outside of pasture, just ride it around. So every horse has a different time that it gets rode. This horse right here may only get rode for an hour or 30 minutes. Right there, make it rode for an hour. It just depends on the horse, truthfully, and where they're at. This horse over here may get half an hour groundwork every day, and then go back in the stall. Because he's just not ready to be rode yet.
Yeah.
So it really just depends on the horse. Like I can go ahead and knock out my horse on my riding in the morning time, just real easy rides, knock them out in an hour in the mornings, and then go shoot horses the rest of the day.
Yeah.
That's how I balance my time. Is if I can't shoe, ride. If I can't ride, shoe.
Yeah. So what disciplines do you train in?
I train barrels, poles. I do a little bit of cutting, a little bit of reining.
Okay.
Right now.
Awesome. Heck yeah. What does it take to be able to, transition in between all those different disciplines?
Horsemanship.
Yeah.
You have to know how to read your horse.
Yeah.
What it boils down to is just being a horseman.
Yeah.
Knowing what your horse is good at and what they enjoy, and knowing how to get them to enjoy it more.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I can't make a horse do it. They got to do it on their own time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to beat one in the head to make them do it. If they don't want to do it, then they're going to do it. That's just the way that I've had horses come in here that they hate it, so they just don't do it.
Yeah.
And so we try something different.
Yeah.
That's the biggest. Knowing your horse, knowing what to do, when to do it. Knowing when to stop.
Yeah, for sure. I've seen pictures of you on bucking horses. What was that like?
It wasn't very fun. Not gonna lie.
You don't like that anymore?
It wasn't very fun. I'm not. I mean, the adrenaline rush behind the bucking shoots. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Whenever you get there and the gate opens and you're like, okay, well now what? I mean, it's okay here and there, but I mean, at the end of the day, people know that people know I can ride a bucking horse, and I don't have anything to prove. I really don't. I really don't.
You said that again before we met. You said that your dreams come true. When you get uncomfortable.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
So what that means is try something different.
Yeah.
Don't let the thought of failure hold you back. A lot of people don't get into this because, well, what if I fail?
Yeah.
I'll tell you a secret. I failed 5 times before I made it. I started this at 16, and I rode horses here, there, got pretty busy, and then I failed. I started up again and failed again. If you don't fail, you're doing something wrong. If you get it right the first time, what have you learned?
Yeah.
What have you truthfully learned in your business as a person? Failure is how you learn. You got to try again.
Yeah.
And I think people they're so scared of well, what if I cripple a horse?
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, you'll cripple one.
Yeah.
I crippled 3 now, not on purpose, accidents. But I learned what I do wrong. Now let's fix it.
Yeah.
Same with training horses. Unfortunately, growing up, I learned a few before I made any because I just didn't know any better.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful that I've had good coaches and good life trainers throughout my lifetime that have taught me the right from wrong. But if you don't run one, you don't learn. And I'm not saying that you have to run them to learn, but if you do it enough, you're going to. If I hear Farrier tell me, "Well, I ain't never run one," well, you ain't done very many of them.
Yeah. How do you ruin one?
Hot nail, wrong angles,
Yeah.
Inconsistency. There's a lot of ways to ruin one. Or you could just be a rough farrier that hits on the time they turn around, you're hitting on them.
Yeah.
At that point, you're instilled in fear.
Yeah.
I have a few of those that they're scared of a farrier.
Yeah.
If they see my truck pull up, they're looking around like, oh, this guy again. Like that one I did last night. Whenever I was driving nails, it was pulling on me because somebody had drove hot nails in his feet.
Yeah.
And it was terrified of that.
Could you take me to a specific time where you had to be uncomfortable to move forward?
Yes. Whenever I was 17 or 18 years old, and I was going to a church, and I had been wanting to do this full time, but my biggest thought was, what if I don't make it? Like, what if it just all falls apart? Well, I was riding 10 horses at a time, and I was working at I was tire tech in Tupelo, and I was in church, and the pastor said, if you give your tithes, challenge God, challenge the Lord, tell him, I want to see you work. Here's what all I have to offer.
Yeah.
I was fresh out of welding school. I didn't have a job at this time. I was transitioning between horse training and tire tech, and I said, Lord, I got $7. All I got. This is yours. I'll double it. And I went full time doing this. And within 6 months, I had a new top on the barn. My barn was full. I had went through 20 horses in 6 months of training. I was learning how to be a farrier. I was on the cheaper side, but I was just starting out. But I was making a living. And I would say just the constant thought of a horse moves out tomorrow, I have nothing coming in the next day.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? How am I going to pay my bills? And I think the biggest uncomfortableness for me was that. It was definitely, this horse goes home tomorrow and I have nothing behind it.
Yeah.
And it's always a thought of, what if I can't pay my bills? Like, what if I just don't make it again? Now I'm without a job and I don't have anything to fall back on. I have no experience in anything else. What am I going to do? Because horse trainers, we don't thrive in public work. Like, we don't thrive in a restaurant. We don't thrive in a body shop. We don't thrive in a convenience store. We thrive here.
Yeah.
Our brains don't work the way that people out there do. We have a knack for this. This is what we love. And I don't think I could make the transition from a horse trainer to working somewhere else full time. I couldn't do it. I think that would mentally eat me up.
Yeah.
So I do always kind of get uncomfortable at the thought of, what's my fallback? What could I go do right now? Make a living. And the older I get, the more that because even factories, they don't want a 30-year-old with no experience in factory working.
Yeah.
At that point, they only got 20 years left in you for factory work, and you had no experience.
Yeah.
They're not gonna want me. Same with weld. Like I have a degree in welding, but I have no experience in it. It'd be hard to find another job. So my biggest, I guess, fear is, if this falls through, what would I do? Yeah. Where would I go? But I told myself a few times, God didn't bring me this far to just leave me.
Yeah.
He's not going to leave me. I mean, it tells us in the Bible, he's always there for us. And that's just the way that I look at things. And I don't really fear no more, that kind of stuff. I trust the Lord with all my heart, and he's been good to me. He always provides. So I guess I'm kind of past that fear of it, truthfully.
So you'd say God really took you through this entire way?
Oh yeah, the Lord provided heavy.
Heck yeah.
He provided heavy. You stay faithful to it, and you give back your 10% to Him, and He will give you back 100%. That's just the way that I believe.
So what do you think happens if an individual, that's going after their dreams, or, wanting to go after something in this lifestyle or any other industry? What do you think happens if they don't, get through being uncomfortable?
Ultimately, they'll get in their head and then they'll just quit.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people cannot live uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I think in this society, school, K through 12, has taught kids and people, come in, sit down, shut up, don't speak, don't say a word. If you need to go to the restroom, raise your hand and ask. Get in line, walk a straight line. You have 35 minutes to eat your food. You better eat fast, or else you go without.
Yeah.
You eat now. You eat at this time and this time. No drinks in the classroom. No food in the classroom. You're gonna learn this in a week. If you don't learn it, you're gonna fail. I think school has put so much of a time frame on success. If a kid does not learn, for me personally, I sucked at math, and in 9th grade, I didn't learn Algebra 2 in a week. So I failed. Not because I couldn't learn it, but because they wanted me to learn it in a week. These horses, they don't learn things in a week either. Yeah. But I think society in general has put such a time limit on, if you don't learn this in 3 days, forget it. Because in school, you know, you can study, but if you don't understand what you're studying, you're going to fail.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of people going through school, that's how they think. Well, test is on Wednesday, it's Monday, and I don't understand. I'm just going to try to do whatever I can do, piss on it.
Yeah.
But that's what school's taught us. Because you're going to get the test regardless. And your grade's your grade. And then, you know, kids come home to a household, well, you made a D on that test. What's wrong with you? Maybe they didn't understand. And people get so afraid of that repercussions for failure in life because of society. Between parents and school, they're always counting on you. You better not fail. You better make a good grade.
Yeah.
You know, if you want that puppy dog, you better make an A. At what point are we going to tell kids, if a C is the best that you got, give me a C every time. I just want to see. But we're so worried about proficiency. That's not everybody. Not everybody can be proficient at a certain skill. You know, and I guess my advice is, when you first start out, be okay with failing. No one's going to breathe on your neck about failing. You're going to fail, but just be aware of, I may fail. If I do, ask a question and try again.
Yeah.
You know, but I was talking to a guy the other week about this, about school. I think school as a society has failed. They failed. They're failing kids, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I was dating a girl down in South Mississippi that her parents were school administrators. First thing they asked me when I first met me, I pulled up in my dually and my big horse trailer and everything. They asked me, well, where you go to school? Didn't go to school. You know. And from that point forward, they were talking to me, you know, well, what's your fallback? I ain't got one.
Burning the ship.
Yeah.
No plan B.
And they had me at that, but I had them at, okay, well, you went to school, you went to college. When did you buy your first house? 32 years old. So now you bought a house 32 years old. You're going to pay that house off in what, 30 years? You'll be 60 years old paying on your house.
Yeah.
You'll be 60 years old paying on your student loans.
Yeah.
Where me, I bought my first house at 20 years old.
Yeah.
You know, and by the time I'm 25, I'll be debt free.
Yeah.
But a lot of people that go through school don't understand student loans. You buy your first house at 28 years old. You pay on it for 30 years. Now you're 50 years old, so paying on that. Then you can't hold a marriage because of debt. You're always stressing about getting your bills paid, paying your house note. And then at that point in time, the world hangs over your head. I have your house. I have your truck. What are you going to do? And then they think, well, hell, if I fail at this, I'm going to lose my house and my truck. Now the world has you tied down to your house, your truck. And then go further, your kids. You know, your kids look at you, well, if you fail, because school taught them, if you fail, you know, you're terrible. Then your kids. You know, what if I fail my kids?
Yeah.
And the world's just got to where everything works on that. You cannot fail.
Yeah.
You have one shot.
And it's controlled too.
It is controlling.
It's a lot of control.
It is. And I don't think people really understand how much it's getting that way.
Yeah.
But it is. like in high school, if you don't make a certain grade, you can't play sports. And on one hand, if a kid's not trying, okay, yeah, you can't play. But if a kid's giving all he's got and the best he's got is a C, and then they get cut from the team, what are you telling that kid?
Yeah.
You failed because you're not academically smart enough.
Yeah.
That was me. I wasn't smart enough for school. I wasn't smart enough to go get a college degree, but I was smart enough to figure this right here out.
Yeah.
And honestly, young entrepreneurs, people will tell you all the time, well, what if you fail, then what? Keep in your head, you're not going to fail.
Yeah.
Once you get to a certain point in life, I got it figured out. I'm going to make it work.
Yeah.
I'll pivot. I'll do whatever I got to do. I'll make it work.
Yeah.
And I think people really use that failure thing as, don't do that because if it falls through, then what?
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Life's a dance. You learn as you go. Figure
you have
it
a lot
out.
of people doubt you.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. Well, not as much anymore. But I used to always hear, well, whenever there falls through, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You know, and I told them, I'll figure it out. Don't worry, I'll figure it out. And I always have.
Do you think that's mainly targeted towards entrepreneurs?
Yes.
It's crazy,
because
isn't it?
It is, because entrepreneurs are the backbone of the world. We offer a service.
Yeah.
And usually, as I'm construction engineer, you want to get into things like tires, motor work, gas. You know, horses are a luxury.
Yeah.
Well, they're not horses are a luxury. So really, my line of work, you have to know somebody that has horses that want to invest in them.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get into the line of work of tires, food, groceries, gas, oil, the world has to have that. So people, they'll always pay you.
Yeah.
And if you have people that don't want to pay you, they're going to tell you you're going to fail. Because as a farrier, people that I know that just don't want to pay me, don't use me because I thought I don't work because they don't want to pay me.
Yeah.
They don't want to contribute to my success.
Yeah.
You know, and it's really wrong, but that's the world. And another thing, your best friends will be your biggest doubters because you're doing something that they can't do or that they don't want to do.
Yeah.
You know, you're getting up and you're working, and then like me personally, I'm 21, so all through my teenage years, man, come on, hang out. Sorry, man, I'm working.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're always working. Just come hang out. That is you're good anyway. Come on, hang out. And at that point, they're basically wanting you to take up their lifestyle and ditch your lifestyle.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of people give in.
I've been fortunate to have a group of friends that, you know, really strive after the same thing, really want to accomplish something for themselves.
You have to.
Yeah, it does help having, you know, camaraderie with people that can do it along with you. And I struggle with this now, but I got a buddy of mine, his name is Caleb Adair, and he's building his business right now. And I get so upset when I'm calling him. I'm like, he won't answer his phone. I'm like, dude, why don't you answer? He's like, I'm working. And, you know, ever since I've started this podcast, I'm starting to, you know, feel that because this is my first time starting something. I've always wanted to, you know, be an entrepreneur or have my own business or gig, but it's that I got caught in paralysis analysis and, you know, really thinking about everything. And then I finally took the action on the podcast. And so I'm starting to feel what it's like, you know, to grind after something and really get after it and be committed to it. And sometimes you'll lose a lot of friends during that because they don't understand, you know, the commitment and the work that it takes to put into it.
And see, my thing was like with dating people.
Yeah.
You know, if you, and my dad always said, if they don't love what you do, it ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Because in this right here, it don't sleep. Most guys own businesses, whenever they lock their doors, it's done.
Yeah.
Right here, if they get caught up in the stall of colic at midnight, I'm back at work. You know, and a lot of times people my age don't understand because I mean they're in school, you know, they're on that worldly time clock. Well, I gotta be here until 9 o'clock in the morning, you know, so I can hang out. Well, for me, I got to go do this job at 5 p.m. You want to come with me? I'm going to go hang out with my friends, you know. So I've struggled a lot with you're always working. Have a business. Like I can't just choose to not go to work. I have bills to pay.
Yeah.
You're in school. You can skip your class. You know, if you want to, you can skip your class. Now, some people I know have friends that are in school that are very academically, they strive, and I respect that. That is your grind.
Yeah.
But a lot of people use school as their chance to go out and have fun, and that's just not me. You know, I know about people at my age, they're always in the bars every night, and I would love to be out there playing pool and line dancing at Rick's Cafe on a Wednesday night. I promise you, I want nothing more in life than that. But there are times where I have to go to work. Like I have to pay my bills.
Yeah.
And if I don't get around to hang out with you, it's not because I don't want to.
Yeah.
That's why I always offer. Well, I'm busy, but do you want to come with me?
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of times relationships they just don't work out because I'm not there.
Yeah.
You know, I've struggled with that. You know, but I have the theory: if you hang out with 6 billionaires, you'll be the 7th billionaire.
Yeah.
If you hang out with 5 poor people that are broke with no work ethic,
you'll stay
you'll
poor.
be the 6th.
Yeah.
And truthfully, I've seen people that were millionaires that had their own businesses with the wrong crowds lose it all because of their crowd.
Yeah.
That your crowd, believe it or not, your crowd dictates you in a good or bad way. Whichever way that is, I don't know. That's between you and your crowd.
Yeah.
But who you hang out with dictates who you are for yourself.
Yeah. So I run into that a lot with people in my profession because, you know, you run into a lot of people that's definitely with the wrong crowd. And I preach that to them all the time. Like, if you stay around these people, you're going to keep going in the same revolving cycle. You know, you really got to get around people that, you know, want to do better or want to go after better things.
And I hate it too because people ask me all the time, man, I want to be like you. And I said, well, do you know what me and you don't have, you know what me and you are different? You rely on a crowd to validate you, and I don't.
Yeah.
You cannot leave your crowd because they offer you validation, they offer you comfort, they offer you a sense of fitting in.
Yeah.
And the minute that you step out in the real world and you look around, you're lost.
Yeah.
You have nobody. And again, school, that's what school does, people. They rely on someone else their whole life, where to go, what to do, what's the instructions. Make your own instructions.
Yeah.
Step out there by yourself and think, okay, first I got to go find me a job.
Yeah.
Then I got to go save money.
Mm-hmm.
Save money, invest in a truck.
Yeah.
Now you can haul things, people. You can hook and haul it.
Yeah.
Invest in you a trailer. Now you got your own truck, your own trailer. Now you are independent on your own. You have a truck and a trailer. Offer that to haul things. Every job you do, put back $100 to invest in a shop.
Yeah.
Build you a shop. Now you got a truck, trailer, and shop. Now you can go haul things out off the road and fix them for people. Now you're a mechanic.
Yeah.
You know, it works.
Just
It's
like
that
that.
simple. But it started out because you got out of your comfort zone. Like when people saying, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And you went and did it.
I think a lot of people are afraid of taking risks too.
They are. They seek that worldly comfort of, you belong here.
Yeah.
You belong here. And people will do anything to belong there, whether it be alcohol, drugs, lust, sex addiction, porn addiction. As a kid, I'm gonna get raw here. As a kid, a teenager, I was sex addict because my friends. Well, how many girls you been with?
Yeah.
None. Oh, you lame.
Yeah.
So I was out every night. Sex here, sex there. I come back.
Yeah.
Oh heck yeah, dude. You the man.
Yeah.
What? That's backwards.
Crazy.
Or here's your beer. No, I'm good, man. Oh, you wussy, you lame.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to drink beer. I don't want to drink.
Yeah.
And all right, well, you can't be here then. That's fine. I'm going somewhere. But people, truthfully, would stay around because that terrifies them, being told you don't belong here. I have never belonged there. Never will belong there. So I'm good. But especially college kids, you know, they don't fit in at college because they don't drink, and now they feel like they're there by themselves, isolated. Step out, go to the gym, work on yourself. Go to the gym, work on yourself, lift weights, set a goal for yourself by yourself, and don't let anybody dictate that goal besides you.
Yeah.
Find comfort and motivate yourself. So what that they're in bed at 9 o'clock sleeping in because they got drunk last night?
Yeah.
You go at 5 a.m. and you go to the gym, work on yourself.
For sure.
You know, I feel like stuff like that starts with good habits. Set goals for yourself. Whether you want to be, if you want to cut 20 pounds, go do it.
Yeah.
But do it because you want to do it for yourself, not because your friends do it, but because you want to do it. Set goals that are achievable for yourself. That's another thing for success. If you want to succeed in something, set genuine, reachable goals.
Yeah.
Because if you're working at something for a year and you achieve nothing, you're eventually going to be like, man, what am I doing this for?
Yeah.
Achieve a goal that you can achieve the next day, and then the next week, and then 2 weeks from now. That way, every time that every week that you're working for it, you're getting something out of it.
Absolutely.
Like these horses. Like
Yeah.
this horse here. So today's goal is when I get on, stand still. When I get on, stand still.
Yeah.
I can achieve that. Then the next day, walk forward without bucking.
Yeah.
I can achieve that. The next day, trot. The next day, turn left and right. Set a goals you can achieve and build your confidence in yourself.
Yeah. That's something that I had to learn because I would set goals for myself that were, you know, unattainable.
Unattainable, exactly.
And I started reading this book called Atomic Habits, and it really taught me to, you know, set smaller goals that you can accomplish every day,
Yes.
like you said. And
You have to for yourself.
once you accomplish those small goals every day, it automatically and subconsciously boosts your confidence
go for
because, you know,
more.
you accomplished that one thing. And then, because sometimes when you set it too high, if you don't achieve it in a matter of time, or if you fail at getting it, you know, that can really destroy your confidence.
And then again, I think the way that our world works today, that's why people are what they are. Well, I didn't get it in 3 days. I need to just quit.
Yeah.
Because of school. It goes back to what school teaches you. You have a week to learn it,
Yeah.
figure it out. You know, but I tell people all the time, that's why I say set small goals for yourself. Because whenever you reach this goal, then you feel good. You see,
Yeah.
you see it, and
Yeah.
do something that makes you feel good about yourself.
Yeah,
like
it helps consistency too,
like
and
losing
consistency
weight.
compounds.
You know, you can lose 5 pounds in a month.
Yeah.
Then whenever you figure out a good diet, a good workout routine, you can be making lose 5.5 in a month.
Yeah.
And then work on, like for me, as I love Cokes and caffeine. That's my biggest thing. I tried to quit cold turkey. I couldn't do it. But now it's only have one a day.
Yeah.
Then only have a can a day.
Yeah.
And then only have it for like a treat for yourself. And then eventually, like you said, you'll think, but if you know it, you're thinking, okay, well, I just want water.
Yeah.
That's all I want. You know, you set those goals for yourself and you achieve them gradually. That way you're still getting that confidence in yourself and that feeling of, I can do this.
Heck
you
yeah.
know.
That's good stuff.
And a lot of the times, the goals that you set that are small shape you for those bigger goals. Like athletes, I want to cut 5 pounds in a month. But whenever I get skinny, I can start building muscle mass.
Yeah.
You know, but I can't build muscle now because I'm too fat.
Yeah.
But you got to set that goal of losing that fat to build that muscle.
It's kind of crazy because it almost correlates back to what God does with us, if you think about it. Like, you know, we come into life and we hope for all these things and we want it quick, and, you know, and He really likes to take us through development and take us through a process to prepare us for those bigger things.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I started out in this business, you know, I was always, I would like to see me to see me have a horse to train, you know, get one in every other day or whatever. But then I was told, I forgot the exact terminology here, but for 1 day on earth is like a year in heaven. Mm-hmm. So think about this. God's timing is not like the world's timing.
Yeah.
You know, and I get comfort in 1 day on this earth is like a full 2 years in heaven.
Yeah.
So 24 hours here on God's timing is 2 years. That's a long time.
Yeah.
You know how many people I can meet in 2 years?
Yeah.
You know, so after I started thinking about why I didn't make any money today, I started to think, God's working.
Yeah.
God just took 2 years today to work on tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, and after I started thinking about life like that, man, I don't worry no more.
Yeah.
I really don't, because God's timing is sufficient. It is above all.
Absolutely.
He's not gonna fail.
Yeah.
If I do my part as a Christian and I get back to the kingdom of God, I'm not. He's got me. You know, he has got. And I tell him all the time, God, this is for you.
Yeah.
Double it. Use it. I want to see you through this.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what's got me in the youth ministry is rodeo ministry is this. God, this is yours. Take it, mold it, shape it, double it, use it for your own good.
Yeah.
And I see Him in everything every day. I see God in this.
Awesome.
And that's what I strive to see. I want to see you in what I do.
Yeah.
You know, this is not me. This is you, Lord.
For sure.
Use it, double it.
For sure. That's awesome, man. So would you say this lifestyle takes a lot of grit?
It depends.
Yeah.
I would say starting out does. Because starting out, you have to be tough.
Yeah.
You have to take whatever you can get, whether they're broncs, whether they're idiots, whatever they are. But a lot of people think horse training is, I can ride a bucking horse. Told a late the other night, I said, colt starting and bronc riding are not the same. Because you can ride a bronc don't mean that you can train a horse.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people get on horses and they buck them out with spurs on.
Yeah.
At this point, the horse is terrified, and then you're spurred in the ribs.
Yeah.
What are you telling that horse to do? Now it's scared. Now it's hurting because of what you're doing to it. That's why I always advocate. I don't care if I had a guy fix me one time talking about, I can ride a horse really good. I can ride a horse like I can ride a piss out of a horse. And sent me videos of him riding bucking horses. And I said, that's great and all, buddy, but I said, here, if a horse is here bucking with you under a saddle and it's a colt, you're doing something wrong. You know, and I think the industry has lost sight of bucking horses, colt starting. Therefore, I don't think it's really a lot of grit. It's more mental. Get up every day. You're gonna have bad days. Every day is a new day to try something to try it again. So no, I don't think it takes a whole lot of just real grit. Grit to me is like bull riding. You got to be tough as nails.
Yeah.
Colt starting is supposed to be real gentle, laid back. Now you're gonna have your occasional broncs. It is what it is. But you shouldn't bear down and just I'm gonna knock you. I'm just gonna kill this horse with a buck.
Yeah.
You need to be able to offer it a source of comfort and diffuse it. Like it come back to you, pet on it, and be gentle.
Well, I guess I was meaning more like kind of like you said, the mental side. Like
Mentally, yes.
You know, can you translate that grit over to the mental side of, you know, being able to get up every day, making sure that you're out here, being a good steward to what you're doing.
What's it called? They call it something where you call it self something, where you get up every day on your own time because nothing makes you get up, but you get out of bed every day because you want to. And then on days you want to, you have to.
Yeah.
You be punctual because you have to.
Yeah.
What's it called? It's called self something. But basically, it's holding yourself accountable.
Yeah.
You know, make sure that you're at that job on time because that's just the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Make sure you're up here feeding horses at 6 a.m. because that's your living.
Yeah.
You know, people all the time struggle with. They get to a point in their life where they're self-sufficient, but they don't. But no one's there keeping them accountable.
Yeah.
You got to keep yourself accountable. Like this past week, I've been lazy. I'll be honest. I've been lazy. I sit out too late. You know, hang out with my friends. I've been lazy, and I feel bad for that. But it is what it is. I'll try again next week. But with that being said, make sure you're up at a every single day. Take your time frame up between 5 or 6. You know, that way if you don't feel like getting up out of bed at 5:30, lay there 5 minutes and then you get up. But ultimately, make sure that every single day you are pushing yourself to get better, be better, make better choices, and then have better habits.
Yeah.
If that means something as small as I'm gonna start my day an hour earlier, so I'll have one more hour to achieve something.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a goal.
Yeah. I've been preaching to my cameraman about being early.
Are you always late?
Not always, but every once in a while. That's hilarious.
Oh, me.
But, what responsibility would you say comes with training other people's horses, or shoeing other people's horses?
A lot.
Yeah.
Because at this point, they're putting their horses in, and like I said earlier, these are a luxury.
Yeah.
It's just like your car.
Yeah.
If you take your car to a mechanic, you expect it to come back the same way that it came. But here, I want these horses to leave here looking better, feeling better, moving better, riding better, acting better, all across the board.
Yeah.
Responsibilities come with staying true to yourself, integrity, honesty, and a lot of the times not people what they want to hear, but what they need to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, your horses, like that one right there, that woman down south, told her straight up. Yeah, your horse is a stud. He's a handful.
Yeah.
He pawed me. He bit me. He kicked me. He is terrible.
Yeah.
And a lot of trainers, oh no, they're good. Then whenever they get them back home, they asking you, well, why's my horse the way that my horse is? So you say he was good. Now you created dishonesty.
Yeah.
I know, and as a trainer, I hate to tell someone, man, your horse is a lot. But if they don't know, who's going to tell them?
Yeah.
If they get them back and they get on them and try to ride them and they buck them off, and you knew that they were a bronc, and now they're hurt, you failed your job.
Yeah.
So I hold myself responsibilities of integrity, honesty, and of course caring for them. Feed them twice a day. Make sure they got water. Make sure their stalls are clean. All that good stuff.
Yeah.
But really, it goes beyond the basic care of a horse. It goes beyond are they fed or are they watered. It goes more to what are you offering to your client as far as a trainer. Are you offering them just a horse training, or are you offering them a learning curve? Are you offering them more knowledge? Are you offering them a better horse all around? What does your program offer to your clients?
Yeah.
What sets you apart from you have good feed and then you have good horse care. What sets you apart of when you use me, you get honesty, you get integrity, and you get results.
Yeah.
What sets you apart? What responsibilities do you take part in that sets you differently from the person over here?
Yeah. For sure.
And that's what I like to look at. What makes me different? What makes me not a better horse trainer, but a better business person because of my habits and responsibilities.
Heck yeah. Backtracking, you mentioned something about, the scheduling of being able to manage both, doing the training and the farrier work. Equitrack Pro?
Equitrack Pro.
Equitrack Pro, okay.
Use code Bryson, all caps, and you can get a discount. You can get a free month.
Could you explain that to the viewers so they kind of know what it is?
Equitrax was designed for farriers and horse trainers, equine haulers, and hay dealers. So all the thing that I do. It keeps up with your income and your outcome, your expenses and your profit. For me personally, as self-employed, if I want to go buy a new truck, I got to have a source of income or proof of income. Well, I don't have that. I get paid cash most of the time.
Yeah.
So Equitrax, it keeps up with your clients, what they get, how many they get. Like for me, if I have a person that gets 5 full sets, go on there, 5 full sets, add it to my Farrier work, and boom, it's in there.
Yeah.
Hay, I can get, like if I go order 500 bales of hay,
Yeah.
and as they sell, make sure you're keeping up with your inventory, how much you made, and it tracks your income to your outcome.
Sweet.
So if say like last month, my truck messed up, I had a wreck in my truck, all that stuff, those are expenses.
Yeah.
So last month was a loss. Therefore, I'll always remember February was a bad month.
Yeah.
But it also helps you keep up with your clientele, your workload, your profit, your net income, and your gross income. Like if you say you are hauling a horse for someone, it automatically does the math for you on your mileage to your rates.
Dang.
You know, so it's a great website. A buddy of mine made it for me. I love it. Use code Bryson with all caps to get a full. I think it's 3 months full free access. And after that, it's just a small monthly fee. But it was designed by horse trainers for horse trainers and farriers.
Awesome.
It is designed for professionals that do this for a living to keep up with their income and outcome.
Yeah.
You can find it in my Facebook link on Facebook. It's in my bio, equitrackpro.com. You make an account, sign up, you use my code, get free access for 3 months, and if you don't like it, cancel it. Oh well,
Yeah.
you know.
That's simple. Huh?
That's simple. And if anything that you see on there that you want to change or we could add to, let us know. There should be a support line on there. You can email us or call us at, and we'd be happy to take all your ideas from you and
Heck yeah.
try to make it a better place all around. You know.
Yeah. I saw that you were a part of the Heart of the Horse
Yes.
Expo and Trainers. What's that about?
So basically, we went to a convention, and we drew numbers out of a hat, and we got to pick a horse based off of what number that we drew.
Yeah.
I drew a appendix bred. She's actually in the back right now.
Yeah.
A 14-year-old rescue. We take a rescue horse, and we have 4 months to make them do a certain criteria. And we'll show them in May. And after that, they'll basically get rehomed just to someone else for whatever they want to do with them.
Yeah.
In my case, I have an appendix bred 14-year-old mare named Dixie. You can find us on Facebook at Heart of the Horse Trainer Dixie. Go give us a follow on there and follow our journey. But we basically take a rescue and ride it and house it and get it in shape and teach it something for people to rehome and enjoy. Anything from appendix bred to Mustangs to Pasafinos to you can get whatever you want. I'm sure between all of us, someone got a horse that you want.
Yeah.
You can go on the Heart of the Horse Trainers challenge on Facebook, and you can look at everybody's horses, and you can also look at all their pages on Facebook, and you can track all their progress. You can see who all has what. I know there's some good names on there like Sarah Chastain. She has some. There's some people down south that he has one. I forgot his name. Crap, but he's really good. There's a few great people out there, all the way from Kentucky. Some are from different states as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great organization.
Yeah.
It's really good for rescues. I enjoy it. I think that they have a really good job there. From my understanding, and don't quote me on this, from my understanding, there's only a small fee to rehome, but other than that, I mean, you just gotta make sure that you can provide for it. But other than that, you can come up there and watch a show in May and take your pick.
Nice. Might try to come check that out.
There you go.
Heck yeah.
There you go.
Do you see yourself as more of a farrier or more of a trainer?
That's a hard question. That truly is a hard question. If you ask some people, I'm a trainer. But some folks, I'm just a farrier.
Yeah.
I think for me personally, it's really hard to say. I do a lot of both. I truthfully do. I think shoeing requires more of my time to travel.
Yeah.
Where training is all here at my house.
Yeah.
Walk outside and go ride horse.
Heck yeah.
So I think right now it's pretty evenly balanced. With the traveling though, my time goes more towards shoeing. Right now, like my daytime.
Yeah.
But my downtime is training, which I have a lot as well. So
Yeah.
I think right now it's pretty equally balanced. I will say shoeing requires more effort.
Yeah.
More problem solving out on the road than this does. But right now it's pretty even matched. Truthfully. But that's honestly, it just depends on who you ask, I guess.
Heck yeah. What's your philosophy on training horses?
Elaborate.
You know, like, what's your methods? What do you like to see in a horse?
So I really don't have a method. A lot of people, they like one method, but in my opinion, every horse is different. Every horse comes in my barn may see a different program. This horse, it doesn't do good under pressure. So we're going to try to create an atmosphere of small pressure starting out and work our way up. This horse over here, if there's no pressure on it, it acts like a complete fool. So it's going to see more correction and more pressure.
Yeah.
Some horses learn differently than other horses learn. Some horses learn real quick. Some other horses, you have to really draw it out for them to learn.
Yeah.
So I have a method. Every horse learns on their time. What one horse learns in 2 weeks may take another horse to learn in 30 days.
Yeah.
That's the way that goes. I don't put horses like I said earlier about school. I don't put them on a certain time limit to learn something. They learn whenever they learn. I'm not going to beat it into them. I'm not going to make one do it right off the bat. I'll teach them. A lot of people expect the horse to just know it, and that's just not true. You know, we may be on circles for 2 weeks because they just don't understand it like that. You know, so it really just depends on the horse. Every horse sees a different approach. To what the heck going on, and that's just the different horses. You know, this horse here, he's real spooky. Yeah. You can't get going there to him, walking there with him with a halter. He's gonna blow up and run off on you. Yeah. Where this horse in there look at you like, well, you got a flag, cool, I don't care. You know, it just depends on the horse. Truthfully, it really does. I see different horses all the time. They're all different in their own ways, and you have to really adapt to that. Adapt to the horse. Yeah. What a lot of people like the Clint Anderson method, which Clint's good, but he's also said himself, your horse has to meet the criteria for him to take on. He don't take on just a pasture ornament. It has to be bred a certain type of way. It has to move like a certain type of way. It has to meet a criteria for him to train. Where here, I train things based off of what they are. You know, and that's just the way that I do business. You know.
Awesome. Heck yeah, that's awesome. Well, why do you think this lifestyle is worth it? As far as
the horses,
the horses
and the Lord.
Yeah.
I've been blessed. This is what the Lord called me to do. This is what I love. I can't do anything else. And there's nothing like seeing a horse that's crippled. Yeah. Get sound. Yeah. Because at that point in time, you're giving back to the industry. Yeah. You allow someone a horse to ride, and you got a horse sound, or a horse comes in here, don't know anything. I mean, it's just disrespectful, or it's just lost, and you get to live with the horse be to its full potential because of what you did. So I get the satisfaction of making a difference, you know, for people's lives and their equine. For some people, this right here is all that they love and do. Yeah. And some people, they just need a helping hand. Yeah. You know, just a little bit of guidance. Yeah. And that's what I love about it. I love that. Take a horse that don't know anything and you can make it into a million-dollar prospect for all we know. You know, sure. Every horse has its place in the world somewhere. Yeah. With the right person. Yeah. Be the right person. You know, be who they're. Make that horse come to you and reach full potential with you, because you have a different approach to the industry. You know, sure. That's what I really like and love the most about it.
Heck yeah! Wow, that's great. That's great. I'm glad you took the time to sit with me, man.
Man, not a problem. It's an honor. Right? It was a pleasure, truthfully.
Yeah, I really enjoyed.
I love this because I think this spreads awareness. Yeah. You know, I think this really. People don't understand what really goes into owning a horse either. Yeah. You know, people all the time, well, they're so pretty, and they buy a horse, and of course they know feed and hay. Yeah. But kind of do their feet. Yeah. $50 for a trim, that's a lot of money. And every 6 weeks, then the horse has to have their vet bill. Yeah. Or grand. And they can't pay it. And the horse dies. You know. So I don't think people really, really understand what it takes. It goes back to that showing up. Yeah. Not for yourself, but for your horse. Yeah. Your horses are not an option. They're everyday choice. Yeah. That you have to make. Yeah. It's just like your car. You don't choose to go buy gas. You got to have it. That's how horses are. They got to have your care. Yeah. They rely on you to support them and to feed them and to keep them healthy. Yeah. You know, that is your duty as a horse owner and a horse trainer and as an equine professional. Yeah. That is your duty, and if you're not up for that, just don't buy horses. Yeah. You know, and that's just my philosophy on that as well.
Well, I'm glad you said it brings awareness. That makes me feel a little better.
It does.
That's definitely my whole reason to start the show, man. I just want to bring awareness to the lifestyle in the industry and try to do my best at playing a role and carrying it forward.
And I think a lot of trainers and farriers have got to the point where they don't like people to ask questions. If you need help with your horse, reach out. You can find me on Facebook at Bryson Moorman, and we can go from there. Reach out. Don't be afraid of not knowing.
Yeah.
Not knowing is how you get hurt. That's how your horse gets hurt. If you need help and no one to help you, please reach out.
Yeah.
I'm a text away. Happy to help you out all that I can. And as a trainer, two trainers make a difference. Make someone realize that they have a place in this industry with their horse. Be kind. I mean, man, it's not that hard. Just be kind. It costs $0 to be kind. I think with this industry, we've really pushed people away because I know more than you know.
Yeah.
You know, or you're not on my level. Get away from that. Get away from that. I'm better than you mentality. We're all human. We're all made in the image of God. And what you have is a blessing. Now double it, and let somebody else have that same blessing as you have. You know, teach somebody. Be the reason that someone smiles and thinks I belong here.
Yeah.
You know, that's just my philosophy on life and this industry. I want people to feel welcomed here. I don't want you to go home and say, well, Bryson treated me, differently because I didn't know anything. If anything, I want people to say, well, Bryson was the only one that would actually help me out and really pour into me.
Yeah.
That's what I want. It's not about money. It's about enjoyment, and we're all a family in this industry, and just give back where you can. Be the reason that someone smiles. Be the reason someone enjoys their horse. So that being said, if you need help with your horse, please reach out. I'm open to all kinds of circumstances. I've done free work before because, truthfully, someone just needed help, and I want to make a difference. So if no one else will help you, I promise you, I do all that I can. And if I can't, I know someone that will. And that's just my philosophy. I want to give back. So let me, allow me to help you.
For sure. Heck yeah. Ooh, I like that. Bryson Moorman, Magnolia Equine Services.
Yes, sir. That's it.
Man, I appreciate your stewardship.
Man, thank you.
Heck yeah. Thank you for coming on.
Absolutely, buddy.